WE2R Liberians Movement, the movement that speak to and for the masses. We are not in the business of manufacturing players, pimps, and hustlers. Rather, we are in the business of changing and revolutionizing the thought process of our people, not only in Liberia, but even around the world. And so, if you have tuned in to this live, I am asking that you begin sharing this live. Please begin sharing the live of your tuning. Today is Monday. I believe is the it's September 12th. If you're tuning to this live, I ask that you please begin to share this live as many as possible. Asking that you begin to share it. Again, today is September 12th. I believe is Monday. I'm asking that you begin to share this live here as quickly as you can, as soon as you can, to as many people as possible. Again, that is your dynamic and distinct platform, the WE2R Liberians Movement platform. Have a piece of information to share from time to time. I'm here today with some information to share here as we approach the 2023 election. And I'm quite sure all of us here, we are to some extent excited. We can't wait to see this result. People have picked sides. Some of us, we have not, but we think that we have moral responsibility to share information so that our people are socially conscious or conscientized to make sound decision that will shape or change the trajectory of our political landscape in the country, and also to kind of improve the quality of lives of our people in Liberia. And so if you have just tuned in, I'm asking, or if you are busy, I am asking that you now begin to share this live to as many people as possible. Again, this is the WE2R Liberians Movement platform, your distinct and dynamic platform that speak to and for the masses. We are certainly not in the business of manufacturing players, pimps, and hustlers. Rather, we're in the business of changing and revolutionizing the thought process of our people, not only in Liberia, but even around the world. And so I'm not going to try to bore you today. I know I have, to a large extent, everyone pretty much knows the name of this platform now is the We2R Liberians Movement platform, and I'm encouraging everyone to come on board. We just want to desensitize our people, raise the level of consciousness of our people. We see that our people are still in mental captivity, and the only way we can, change the mindset of our people if we begin to have these sound discussion, that will liberate our people from the box, because we know for a fact that our people have been stuck in this box, in this, I'll say, they've been locked in prison. They've been enslaved for a very long time. And this is our way of contributing. Hopefully, we'll have as many people as possible to come on board, and hopefully some will watch this live eventually. And so again, I'm your host, Charles Ayiti Williams. I'm here to just disseminate information, to share information, so as to help our people make sound decisions as we prepare and gear towards this 2023 election. It's quite important, that we all, each one help one. I know for a fact here that we're going to be repeating ourselves because we're in that area, we're in that period of preparing ourselves for elections. So there's nothing we can do here but to continue to resound, reiterate the information so that our people are desensitized, our people are conscientized, so that they can make a sound and sober decision. We're not encouraging anyone to vote for a particular candidate, but what we are doing is we're trying to conscientize our people so that they can make the right choice, make the right decision, pick whoever is most qualified candidate. And that, when we say the most qualified, it has to do with integrity, it has to do with competence, it has to do with commitment, it has to do with respect, it has to do with reliability, and things of sort. So there's a lot that we need to, factor into place when we're talking about making such decisions. Let us not make decision based on sentiments. Let us not make decision based on the fact that we have some kind of alignment or we're affiliated with a particular tribe, group, or some kind of social group or whatever. But let's make the decision based on the masses. So we don't want to bore you. We're going to try to delve right into our topic today. Today, our topic is pretty much, this is your time. Our topic today, again, is this is your time. We've heard this from time to time, and but we have a strong conviction that people are playing games. If this is your time, it implies that you should be making some kind of impact. You should be living at least to, if not, at your full potential. You should be making some kind of headways in life. And so that's what it's all about, because the primary objective, the ultimate intention for mankind is so that you will have rulership, so that you will have dominion, so that you will have power over this planet Earth. You have not come here just to play around. You have not come here just to be a number, but you have come here to make substantial contribution to the world at large. It's true that you find yourself in a particular geographical setting, and that's Liberia. But the real truth is, you are here to make some kind of impact to the world at large. And so I'm encouraging you now, if you're tuning, please begin to share this live with as many people as possible so that we can get going here, in a timely manner. Again, this is the WE2R Liberians Movement platform, your distinct and dynamic platform. I'm your host, Charles Ayiti Williams. I'm here just to, disseminate some information to you. So I'm asking that you do me this favor, share the live right now. Begin to share the live. I'm pretty sure. I want to thank all of my committed viewers who have tuned in, and the ones who started with me will come on board and listen and eventually share the live with as many people. So again, if you have tuned in, I'm asking that we begin to share this live with as many people as possible. Again, today our topic is this is your time. Our topic again is what? This is your time. This is your time. What other time do we have? The book of Ecclesiastes says that there is a time and season for everything. There's a time to be born. There's a time to die. There's a time to plant. There's a time, for every single thing on the face of this earth. And so now this is this new dispensation that you will soon find yourself in. It's time that we just broadening our horizon. It's time that we widen the circle of our concern. If we can do that, I'm quite sure that, our country, we could start having conversation with people who have, different perspective, people who are more objectives, people who want to see their country thrive, people who want to see the country become better. Let's dialogue. Let's have the conversation. This is your time. All right, I'm going to run right into it. Let me start my expose like I always did. It was Vince Lombardi, the coach of the Super Bowl Green Bay Packers, who once said, that the tragedy in life is not failure, but the greatest tragedy in life is to have gift and do nothing with it. Benjamin Elijah Mace of Morehouse College, speaking to a group of freshman students, once said, that the greatest tragedy in life is not that you did not reach the start, but you had no stars to reach for. He said that the greatest calamity in life is not failure, but the greatest calamity is what is low end. And we see in the text in the Bible that Paul cautioned all of us to make every effort, not falling short, but to reach the mark. And we can see today what's going on in Liberia. Our leaders, those who are in leadership, have failed our country. And I want to pretty much speak to our youth. Particular focus should be placed on our youth. If this is our time, if this is their time, what is the question? What will or what our leaders are in to doing to ensure that, you know, all of the youngsters, the ones that are coming after us, the ones that are even now in the position, you know, that transitioning from college, the ones that are transitioning from high school, the ones that are in grade school, what are we doing for these kids? What preparation are we making? What is the ultimate goal and objective for the people that are going to come after us? What are we doing now? If this is their time, if this is our time, this is our dispensation to change the trajectory of this country that is falling apart, that has completely, continuously, you know, been placed at the bottom. And so now is the time that we sit at this round table and begin to have this conversation to see how we can push this country forward. And I think what really puzzles me here, what really irks me here is the fact that the drug-infested community that continue to affect and impact our young people so drastically that no one actually cares. No one is actually having this conversation. People are more into their personal, you know, interests. People are into their personal, you know, achievement, personal accomplishment. If this is our time, if this is the time for our kids, if this is our time and our season to be able to make a difference in this society, to make a difference in Liberia, then I'll say we must now begin to prepare. And the preparation I'm talking about is to begin to set strategy, to begin to set goals and objectives. And when I talk about this is our time and our season, one will pretty much be thinking about what can I get now? What can I accomplish now? What can I achieve now? But it has to do with strategy. It has to do with planning. It has to do with strategic planning. It has to do with strategic goals and objectives. And this is the major problem that we have. If we are talking about this is our time, this is our season, this is our dispensation, we are to walk into dispensation. It means that we must all participate in this process. And this is the time that I'm talking about. This time. What are we actually planning? What are we actually strategizing so that Liberia can be a place for all? So that Liberia can be that place that all of our children, all of our family members, I'm talking about all, will be able to pretty much grow, be able to enjoy the national kick, to enjoy the national wealth, and so that we all can reach our full potential so that the country can be better. That's the question. And that has to do particularly with how we treat the people that who are in leadership. How are we planning for the future of these people? What are we doing now? One of the major problems that we have is that we are so selfish. Those of us who have been placed in leadership don't even care about the people that are going to come after us. And so we are more into the business of trying to steal, to squander the funds, you know, to embezzle, to enrich ourselves. And this is completely inappropriate, unacceptable. Look at the drug-infested community that we have. The drug-infested community that has continued to put our country so low. And this is something that we have to pay particular attention to, because our country, if you look at Liberia right now, who are the decision makers? The decision makers are our youth. The decision makers are the young ones. And these young ones have been turned to drug addicts. They have been turned to, they have become destitute. They have become liabilities. They have become beggars. And no one cares about, digging deep into the sources, those that are responsible, and ensuring that those that are responsible are penalized for that which or those things that they are doing. And if we as a people don't rise up, to the occasion and begin to speak, and not only speak to those ills, Liberia is going to continue to fall apart. So I wanted to talk to, my viewers today. I wanted to talk to the community. I wanted to talk to the nation that we need to step up. We need to step up and raise, some concern. We need to raise the concern to the point where it's going to make an impact, that those who are in authority will begin to think otherwise and to do the best that they can do to make that country a better place. Look at your school system. Look at your health system. Look at your roads conditions. Look at the living conditions of your people. Who will be the future leaders to change that country if we have, turned that country into a drug-infested society? A lot of our kids now have placed themselves in the position where they are hanging with drug addicts. They have become drug addicts, and no one cares. And those who are in leadership, I'm not pinpointing any fingers, but those who are in leadership do not care to say, we need to establish or need to create programs, to ensure that these kids are taken off of the streets, are taken off of drugs, are taken off of alcohol, so that they can have a future that will make this country better. People are more concerned about themselves. People are more concerned about how they can acquire their personal wealth. And that's why the WE2 movement is all about. So that we can, enlighten our children, let them know that you're way more than a drug addict. You're way more than a Zogo. They will call you that, but I can tell you for a fact that you have been called at this particular time. No matter what your current situation is, no matter what your current status is, one person is ensuring that they keep you down, keep you in that state of mind, keep you in that frame of mind, keep you in that state, so that they can be on top, so that they can continue to run you and make decisions for you and make decisions that, will keep you down, so that they can be on top. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of these conversations will sound, to understand, it's going to sound redundant, but it's a fact. We need to have this conversation. We need to hold those who are up there, those who are in leadership, accountable. How can we hold them accountable? How can we hold these people accountable when our children are dying, when our children, lives are being ruined? We have a responsibility. What really irked me the last time was the fact that when we had rice shortage in Liberia, you had a lot of folks who were prepared to go out there, storm the street, and begin to riot. And they were holding the government accountable. They were holding institutions accountable. But your children are on drugs. Your children are not in school. Your children have become destitute, and you don't even care. I think this is the time that you need to rise to the occasion and hold these people accountable, and hold these people who are in leadership accountable. So for those of you who feel that you can just do whatever you want to do because you have been placed in leadership, to be a leader comes with a lot of responsibility. If you lead, you must ensure that the people that are going to come after you are taken care of. You must ensure that the people that are going to come after you are also equipped, are being prepared so that they can walk in your footsteps. What good are you doing if those who you are leading are destitute? What good are you if those who you are leading are beggars? When you have a responsibility, you have a moral responsibility to ensure that these people are equipped. You have a moral responsibility to ensure that these people have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But you're comfortable. You're driving your nice car. You live in the nicest environment, or you have just built a very huge house. You know, you have your children living in exile, and you are there squandering the national wealth at the expense of those who you have placed on drugs. Look at our country. Look at that great nation. Look at Liberia, what Liberia has become. So I want to talk to our young men. I'm not even sure, you know, the last time I had my show, someone had called and said, you got to come down to the level of the people. So I want to speak directly. I'm pretty sure that those who have been placed on drug, there are levels of to the extent to which they have been damaged. So some of the ones that they call Zogo, I won't call you Zogo because you're not. You are not. You are more than that. I want you to understand that you have come here for such a time and a season to make a difference, to make an impact in the world that you find yourself. Liberia, you know, is just where you find yourself at this particular point in time. And I think that we all have a responsibility to ensure that we are making the difference. We are leading these people from captivity, because you would think that you're doing okay and you have your neighbors or you have family members. I'm pretty sure each and every one of us here have family members who are victims of the drug-related issue in Liberia. And so we need to rise up now and begin to put up a fight against the drug that is so prevalent in that country. And some people take it for granted because you know what? It's happening to your neighbor and you think it's okay. But sooner or later, it's going to be at your doorstep. And so we need to make sure that we are putting together, you know, strategies. We are writing, you know, information, or we are disseminating information to people so that they can get, you know, to enable them leave from that position where they have become hooked on drug. They have become hooked on whatever drugs. It's a shame that those who have been placed in leadership are so complacent. They feel like, you know what, I'm okay. My family member is not in that situation, or I have those people in the situation, and then now I can use them. What leader are you? A leader that is not making any difference in the lives of the people. What leader are you? A leader who is only concerned about, you know, empowering himself. A leader who is only concerned about his own. We need to ensure that as we go to the poll this year, come this next month, that you are making the decision based on some of the things that I just talked about. Especially, you have your family members, you have your neighbors' kids, you have your children. So much under this spell, under this drug-related atmosphere. What are we doing? God has blessed us so much with the natural resources, the human capacity, and those of us who have learned, you know, those of us who have traveled all over the place, we still are not involved with those that are at the bottom. We have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to hold those who are in leadership accountable for their actions. but we have reduced ourselves to rice, a bag of rice. We have reduced ourselves. Who is willing to really take the risks? Who is willing to make that sacrifice to say that I will be the sacrificial lamb? So that our people, our children, because this is our time. This is our time. And when I talk about this is our time, can be 20 years from now. This is our time to begin to strategize. This is our time to begin to pen strategies, that will begin to change and shift the atmosphere. I may not be around 20 years from now, but I can begin planning. I can begin, the process to be a part of the organization or the institution that will begin to pen laws that will raise the level of consciousness of our people, that will raise the standard of living of our people, that will emancipate our people from captivity. This drug-related issue is affecting that country. So I just want to talk to you, especially the ones that they call Zogo. I want to talk to you, my young man. You are not a Zogo. You are not. I'm sorry. You are not a Zogo. There's no reason why. There is no reason why you should allow your child to be in that position. There is no reason why you should allow your children or your neighbor's children to be in that position. If one is affected, then all is affected. And that's why I think those who are in government now, I'll hold you accountable. You are aiming so low because you have proven to be incompetent. You have proven to not be equipped enough to even manage yourself. And I can say this with equivocation. I can say this without any doubt that you are doing yourself justice, because you have a responsibility when you are placed in a place of authority to ensure that those who you are leading, you will make an impact to their lives. Why do we have a country of this nature? Why do we have a country that will continue to go down to the pit? And we use these slogans and say that this is your time, but we are not teaching them. We are not preparing them. We are not making room. We are not creating an opportunity. We are not creating an environment. I want to talk to you, the ones that they call the Zogo. You are not a Zogo. You are not a Zogo. You are more than that. You are more than that. Do not allow them to put you in that category. And now, because we are approaching elections, they want to use you. They want to take advantage of you. And so they will do all they can to ensure that you're in that state of frame of mind so that they can continue to be on top. That's my message today. I want to tell you now that you have been placed here for such a time and a season, and this is your time. It doesn't matter what situation you find yourself in. There is still room. There is still a way to get out of that. Other people have been in a similar situation. Other people have even had it even more difficult than you have it now. If you are willing to, you'll be able to emancipate yourself. If you're willing to, you'll be able to make a difference. If you're willing to, you'll be able to change the narrative. If you're willing to, you will be part of the change that Liberia is talking about. Like I said once, we all have stories. It's not going to be easy. This is your trial and your tribulation. And this is the time that all of us must all put together our resources to make sure that we're fighting for those who are down. And I'm telling you, I just wanted to talk about those who are, massively affected by this drug-related issue. And people are there taking it for granted, want to use these people to elect them into office. Because I can tell you, if you were competent enough, if you had the requisite skill, if you had the requisite knowledge to lead, you ensure that those that are after you have been prepared, to walk in your footsteps or to come and take after you. What example are you setting? What example are you setting now is the question. Let us not aim low. Let us not aim low. Aiming low is sin. It's sin. But you know what? It took one stone. David, who was a shepherd boy, brought that Goliath down. So that Goliath that is standing in Liberia, I can tell you for a fact that it's going to take one stone. One stone. And we believe that one day, if this is our time, if this is their time, if this is their season, then it implies that one is preparing now. We have to do this. I know that we have collective responsibility, or we have individual responsibility, but we also have collective responsibility. And there is no time for excuse. There is no more time for excuse. Morehouse has a fraternity creed, and it says that excuses are tools for the incompetent used to build, bridges to nowhere and monument to nothingness. I want us to think about that. We have a moral responsibility. We have individual responsibility, but we also have collective responsibility to work hand in hand to ensure that drug-related issue comes to an end. Who now is willing to step up to the plate? Not only can we have the discussion, like I said before, Malcolm X said, we can not only talk the talk, but we have to walk the walk. And so I'm counting on all of you. Each one help one. Let us pick up the phone. Call your neighbor's kid. Call your relative's kid. Call a friend's kid. Talk to that kid. Let us rally around. Let us put our resources together. Let us not be only about our belly, but let's strive to ensure that those that are going to come after us. Today, some of you, where you are, there's no way I can have a life without saying this. People help to catapult you to be where you are. People help you along the way. It took a village of people. If not, it took a whole country of people to help you. So now we have a responsibility, especially the book says, to him who much is given, much is required. And I think we have a huge responsibility to ensure that those who are at the bottom will be brought up. We can do this. We can change their lives, and we can change our lives if this is our time. If we can put together a strategy, or we can set our goals and objectives appropriately, and if we're not anxious, because maybe it might be 20 years from now, it might be 30 years from now. You may not be able to see the end, but you can be part of this, the beginning now. That strategy. Start planning. What form of government do we want? What type of infrastructure do we want? What kind of policy do we want for our country? What kind of roads do we want to be built? What kind of houses? Those are the things that we need. What kind of economy do we want? What factories do we want? We need to sit down at a round table and begin to have this conversation. But let us not be complacent because it's happening to someone's kid. And because it's not happening to my kid, or it's not happening to my relative, I'm complacent. I'm okay. Because you know what? Sooner or later, it's going to be at your doorstep. So today, I just want to appeal to all of you, all of us. We have individual as well as collective responsibility to ensure that those, especially that particular group. This is all the trick of the enemy to keep our children down. This is all the trick of the enemy to keep us down. Someone is lying to you and telling you you're going somewhere, when we are supposed to be reaching our full potential here. We're supposed to maximize our potential. But how can our kids do that? If this time Nothing lasts forever. Sooner or later, we'll all be gone. And when we are gone, the people after us. So we need, this is our time. This is our dispensation. Again, I want to conclude by saying to you, excuses are tools for the incompetent, used to build bridges to nowhere and monument to nothingness. And that's a creed of Morehouse College. I leave you with that one today. Thank you for watching. This is the WE2R Liberians Movement, the movement that speaks to and for the masses. We are not in the business of manufacturing players, pimps, and hustlers. Rather, we are in the business of changing and revolutionizing the thought process of our people, not only in Liberia, even around the world. I have been your host, Ayiti Williams. C. Ayiti Williams, you might want to call me. Thank you very much for watching. You have a great and blessed day. Bye.